All right, Moralis Money Pro community. Phil here, your head of research at Moralis, and we are here today with Alux of Maya Protocol, and he's going to be teaching us some of the new stuff about Maya Protocol, some of the advancements that have launched recently, and of course, guys, we're going to follow this up with an exclusive DeFi tutorial for our Moralis Money Pro community, and that's coming in the next week. But without any further ado, I'm going to bring Coke on stage here. Coke, how are you doing today? Anything you want to say to get us started here before we bring up our official guest for today?
Oh, I'm super excited. I don't want to even postpone the guest, so let's just dive into it and see what the Maya is all
Perfect.
about.
Alux, welcome to the stage. We're excited to talk about Maya Protocol today and to get into some of the new stuff. So I guess the hot word today with respect to Maya Protocol is Arbitrum, that we're getting Arbitrum integration launching today. Can you tell us a little more about that? This is our pro group. So these guys are educated in DeFi. We don't need to hold anything back. We can tell them, all the juicy details that we have ready to talk about.
All right, sure. Well, first, love the enthusiasm. Lovely to be here. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the audience for attending today. And yes, Arbitrum is up next, like literally today. It will be the sixth chain we integrate to Maya. We have right now Bitcoin, ETH, Thorchain, so you can aggregate from Maya to Rune to other assets, Dash, GUIRA, and now Arbitrum. And there's many reasons why we're excited for Arbitrum. First off, it's just a great product. The fact that it's so compatible with Ethereum makes launching smart contracts on Arbitrum quite easy for users. So it's a very attractive ecosystem. It's also significantly cheaper. And one of the things, if you want some alpha, that I'm very excited about is that probably people here today know about streaming swaps. If not, you should find out what that is. It's a way Thorchain coined to make it way cheaper to perform cross-chain swaps. And the neat thing is it made them competitive overnight, like with central exchange for Bitcoin to ETH swaps, right? The reason why it's relevant to this Arbitrum conversation, though, is that if it weren't for the fact that there's a lot of gas to be paid in a Thorchain transaction, the settlement price for a swap on Thorchain would be cheaper than on Uniswap. But if you go and take Thorchain's technology, like Maya, and you put it in a low gas environment like Arbitrum, Maya will be competitive with not only for cross-chain swaps, but also for Arbitrum to Arbitrum swaps. And the market is ripe for us to take it there. So it's something we are planning to push for. And yes,
so let me see if I understand correctly, Alux. So when you're talking about Arbitrum to Arbitrum swaps, you're talking about taking a swap transaction from Arbitrum, offloading that to Maya so they can take advantage of Maya liquidity, and then finalizing that back to Arbitrum. Am I correct? Am I understanding there?
Yes. So obviously Maya is pretty good and has essentially a monopoly will be had in Arbitrum for Arbitrum to other chains, right? If you want to go Arbitrum to Bitcoin, like your first, second, and third choice are Maya. But what's interesting to me is due to the low gas environment and streaming swaps coming up next update on Maya, it will very likely be the case that if you want to swap ETH on Arbitrum to wrap BTC on Arbitrum, or I don't know, like wrap stake ETH on Arbitrum to USDT on Arbitrum, also your best bet will be Maya. So essentially, we're planning to take the Arbitrum and the Arbitrum ecosystem by storm here. So yeah, stay tuned on that. But that's something not many people have connected the dots with, and happy to share it here with the Moralis fam.
Well, that's amazing to hear, and I'm glad that you guys chose a scaled ecosystem to connect with. Because a lot of times when we're working with DeFi in the Moralis Money Pro community, we're not just working with one chain. We're not just working with just the Ethereum mainnet. We're not even just working with, Aptos by itself. We're using all sorts of different chains. And a lot of times we need to favor chains based on which ones are most cost effective. So it's exciting to see that you guys are taking the same approach with connecting to Arbitrum, because that means that our onboarding as DeFi users is going to be all that much more fluid. We'll be able to use assets, which we already have in those types of environments. And the truth is, you guys know, by you guys, I mean the Moralis Money Pro community, you know that it doesn't really matter if your assets are on Arbitrum right now. If you've got them on Optimism, if you've got them on Polygon, or any number of other networks that we cover in the course, you can easily bridge those over to Arbitrum and then get them into these new advancements being produced by Maya. So really exciting stuff. I'm excited to try it out. Now, is there, I know we've got some more things on the roadmap coming this year. And let me see, do I have this roadmap pulled up on my screen already? I just wanted to share this, guys, because this is really just the first of many steps from what I'm hearing that are going to take place this year for Maya. And I want to give Alux a chance to explain anything that he wants to about what we're expecting to see soon. Here, give me just 1 second to get this pulled up here, and then I can share my screen and we can take a look at this roadmap together live.
But I'll ask a question meanwhile. So before Arbitrum was GUIRA and Dash, as I understood. What are the reasoning behind getting GUIRA and Dash? What's the main compelling idea to get those ecosystems on board? Because we, as a Moralis users, have been really interested in GUIRA as well. Really heard all the good stuff that they're doing. And what's the idea behind that?
Sure. So Maya is taking kind of a very start from the bottom up approach. First, we had to prove ourselves quite a bit. So we chose Dash first because it's a UTXO. So UTXOs don't have a lot of connections to DeFi. Second, because it has CoinJoin and we're attracted to privacy. And third, because it's also a small grassroots community. So we didn't want to launch on a chain where we would be kind of shouting to deaf ears. If you go and you create Maya protocol, hi, I'm here, and then you go directly to Solana. In Solana, you don't matter. There's so much stuff going on, so much noise. You can barely scratch the surface. So we wanted to start low and work up from there. Kind of take the training wheels on Dash, keep improving for Kuji, where it's a bit bigger. There's more things going on GUIRA. The community is a bit more DeFi oriented. And we had to improve a lot of the UX, of the chain onboarding process, of the tooling around the Maya ecosystem, the availability of user interfaces, the availability of wallets. And now with that, we can go to the kind of the next boss, which is Arbitrum. And we're planning to take on bigger things after. So yeah, it's kind of like a workup approach. We don't, Rome wasn't built in a day. We don't have to eat the whole cake in one sitting. So we're at the end of the day, Maya is always playing the long game. We're not interested in the short term whatsoever. We're looking to be here 5, 10, 15 years from now, having totally displaced central exchange volume. So, we're in no rush to just go for the big things for the hype. We're actually making sure when we integrate Dash, everybody in Dash knows us, and every tool within Dash has integrated Maya stuff one way or another. Same with GUIRA. We're in the process of that. We're still getting Maya into things like Blue and Thin and different wallets like Leap, Kepler. So we're working our way up on GUIRA. And Arbitrum, we're starting just this week, but it will also be a process of how we permeate the ecosystem in all its depth. So yeah, it's a process.
Amazing.
I also wanted to mention, for anybody who's new with us, maybe you're hearing about Maya for the first time and you haven't checked out that DeFi content yet in our Bull Run course. If that's the case, let me bring you up to speed here really quick. So Maya and Alux, feel free to add any additional info you may have here. But Maya is a what we call friendly fork of Thorchain, meaning it's working with Thorchain to expand the utility of Thorchain and provide additional functionality while at the same time providing additional throughput. And there's some details in their docs on exactly how it does this and, you know, what they're planning forward for to make sure that Thorchain and the Thorchain greater ecosystem has a longer runway and a longer life as we move into full adoption. I was really excited, Alux, to hear you talking about the long term, because that is really what makes this opportunity for us in DeFi, in crypto, such an asymmetric opportunity. Is we are at the beginning of building and testing together something that will replace all value exchange worldwide. And it's very tough to know, you know, which protocols are going to play the most mainstream roles in the future economy. But I can tell you one thing, it's the protocols that are building for a future like that that are going to be able to reap those rewards and that are going to be able to see that vision through to the end. And I definitely would include you guys in that group based on the things that I'm hearing from you right now. Did you want to add anything more to that? About you know, how you guys work with Thorchain now or will be more in the future, because Thorchain I think maybe is a little bit better known to most of our viewers just because they've been around a little longer, but of course you guys are very much working with them, as I understand it.
Yeah, so sometimes people think it's a Thorchain versus Maya thing, which I find hilarious. Maya has always called itself friendly fork of Thorchain, and it's not just a slogan, it's literally a strategy. The reason Maya exists is not to take share from Thorchain, is because we thought Thorchain, what they were doing was so important that not only did they need a number two working on the same tech stack, but they needed more reach to more chains and they needed redundancy. Like I always say, if you're flying on a plane, you prefer it has two jets, right? If it's so important, your life is important to you. Well, cross-chain is important to me. So we want to have two jets there, two engines. So anyway, what Maya is doing is actually bringing upside to Thorchain for no downside. We're bringing volume from new chains Thorchain would not have added. They wouldn't have added Dash. They wouldn't have added Kuji. They didn't want to go for Arbitrum because they want to go for a ZK Polygon in the future. They're not going for Cardano. They're going for Solana. They're not going for Zcash because they feel iffy about Z addresses. Fine. So Maya will take those. But because Maya has a Rune Cacao pool, the volume from those chains can be brought over to Thorchain for the assets Thorchain has. So if you have an AVAX to Arbitrum swap, or perhaps a Doge to Dash swap, it will actually go through Thorchain and Maya together. And that is already happening today, but with two signatures, right? You have to swap to Rune on Thorchain and then from Rune to whatever on Maya, or the other way around. What Thorchain DEX aggregation is on this roadmap on the screen right now is doing that one signature. So there's actually a way to join the transactions in such a way that you just sign once from Doge and off you go with Dash, or the other way, if you're, I don't know, from Kuji to Binance Smart Chain with just one signature, you send it the funds, you get the other funds back at the end of the swap. So pretty exciting stuff. Thorchain DEX aggregation will literally kind of finally confirm and show what the dream was from the beginning of Maya. There's been naysayers before, of course, there always are, and they didn't see why we were doing all of this, and it will be much clearer because people won't be using Thorchain or Maya. People are actually using a front end, like, I don't know, Trust Wallet. If you use Trust Wallet today, it actually uses Thorchain swaps in the back end. So people won't really be about Thorchain or Maya. Just all of a sudden, some guy using Trust Wallet sees that they can swap their BNB on Binance Smart Chain to Kuji, and they'll click it. And great, that's it. And it actually uses Thorchain and Maya in the back end, which is amazing to me. So that's the dream. That's what we're building.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, one of the things that that I really value about tech that's involved with Thorchain and Maya is the fact that you guys are creating permissionless pathways to do things that we've been doing since the beginning of crypto. And many of you know from other live streams with me that I've been, or had, I should say, I've had the privilege of being in crypto, involved with these markets, involved with this tech since 2013. So over 10 years now. And as a result, I knew right from the beginning that Bitcoin was in many ways the universal asset. And why do I say that? Because if you had Bitcoin, you could take it to any central exchange and then you could buy with it whatever currency you wanted, whatever you felt like had maybe more alpha, more potential, whatever you wanted to speculate on. All you needed was Bitcoin to get it. But the problem was that when we were using central exchanges to do this, we were replacing, or I should say, we were attempting to replace an old traditional finance system with a very similar system that involved exchange gatekeepers rather than banks. And that wasn't really a good substitute for what we had before. This isn't the only project that we've seen that does this type of thing, but I would go so far as to say that Thorchain and now Maya, which is a connected iteration of Thorchain, is the most promising example of this type of tech that we're seeing today in terms of being able to now have Bitcoin and then take that and turn it into whatever you want using a permissionless pathway. That is the future of finance. And that's really what we're seeing already a little bit today. Now, I see a few different people in the chat. Haven't seen a lot of questions yet, but guys, let me know if you have any questions. We're happy to bring those questions right up on stage here. These streams are only about 30 minutes long, so we got about 15 minutes left in today's stream, maybe a little less. And during that time, I also wanted to talk with Coke a little bit here because I asked him to do some side research into this protocol with fresh eyes. Because when I was first looking at Maya protocol for you guys, I was somebody's asking if it's different than Mayan protocol. You know, as far as I know, that's not a name that they use. But just to avoid any confusion, I'll go ahead and put that up there. Is Mayan protocol is something different? Am I right, Alux?
I have no idea what Mayan protocol is.
So the reason why I wanted to give just a quick second to that question is because if you're looking at the NFT markets, there is an interesting NFT offering from Maya protocol, and it's the Maya masks, which do equate to later rewards, and some of those rewards have already been paid out for the holders. This isn't something we're going to go into very deeply during this stream, but it is part of our bull run course. We do explain how the Maya masks work and how the reward system works for those. So definitely interesting there. And yeah, but I believe Mayan finance is something else.
Nice.
Altogether.
Yeah, so it might be this Mayan finance thing. It seems like a Solana thing for tracking swaps, apparently. Thank you for the question. We're mayaprotocol.com. So without the end there. So that's how you should be able to find us. Our token is called Cacao. Also, you can find it on CoinGecko, all the official links there. And yeah, so when you're looking at true cross-chain swaps between any chain to any chain, that's what Maya and Thorchain are doing. And there's only there's the two of us now. Chainflip just coming out of beta. That's with a new tech stack, and they have Polkadot, Bitcoin, and ETH, and Zerai Dex also coming up next with Monero, Bitcoin, and ETH. And of course, both of them will also work on more chains. So yeah, we're actually, the cross-chain family is growing. The neat thing is there's just so many chains, and the work is so hard that we actually appreciate the competition, because we can connect with each other, just like Maya did with Thorchain. We can connect with each other to access the unique chains each of us have. So it's actually, it's great. And the main thing is we have redundancy, and redundancy is very important, because there can be a problem with Thorchain, there can be a problem with Maya, there can be a problem with Chainflip, and there can be a problem with Zerai. But it's very difficult that there's a problem with all four of them at the same time. And we always want to keep, and the reason they all have Bitcoin and ETH is not only because they're the lungs, it's because they're also the most important route to have online. So this way, there's always a way to connect the two largest crypto ecosystems at any time. And that's so important for the health of this of crypto industry. So definitely, if you haven't checked those out, check them out as well. We're big friends with anybody doing cross chain. So if you know, if you don't like Maya but you like them, I did my job well. That's fine with me.
Amazing. Now, I did want to just talk a little bit about the two token ecosystem, because I understand that there's one token, Coco or Cacao. How do you guys pronounce it? Because I know it's the Spanish spelling.
Cacao.
Cacao. Okay, Cacao. Perfect. And I know there's Cacao, which is the gas token for the ecosystem, but then there's also Maya, which is a value capturing asset that when you hold Maya, you receive rewards. Is that reward system live for Maya holders already, or can you give any additional details on that?
Of course, from day one. So very interesting question. Maya was actually entirely fair launched. We gave away 100% of the cacao to the community in a fair launch system that we call liquidity auction. You can check it out in our white paper over on our docs.mayaprotocol.com.
A true fair system.
Yes, it was truly fair. Anybody would add Bitcoin, ETH, USDT, USDC, or Rune. And they got cacao paired with their pool, and they had to hold for some time the LP tokens there. And it was actually same terms for everyone. You had 1 month to LP the funds in. So there was no asymmetry of information. There was no benefit to being early or anything. So like people could actually do their own research and very calmly LPing. It was a very successful launch that we designed. And all cacao was given away for free. So now how the hell does iLux here or the investors of Maya or people or the dev team benefit at all? So also in a very fair way. What we get is a share of the fees. So 10% of the fee revenue goes to pay us. And what we did is tokenize that fee revenue into the Maya token so that this value can be transferred as payment. It can be moved around. People are not kind of committed to staying with that, except for the founders. So actually, our allocation, we're 3 co-founders. It's not non-transferable. So we have 15.6% of the Maya tokens in a wallet that cannot move it. So we're actually in here for the long haul. We can never really exit cheap. But our team or investors, people that support us early, shouldn't have to kind of be stuck. We don't like people feeling stuck. There's no lockups in Maya either. We like people to be able to use and do with their money what they like. It's their money, right? So anyway, now with that in mind, so what is Maya? What is cacao? Well, cacao is everything. It's our Rune. It's what you pay gas with. It's what you pair the pools with. When you pair it with in the pools, now you bond it in our liquidity nodes, which are a bit different than Thorchain nodes. Well, having nodes is the governance. So Maya token has no use, no utility, no governance, nothing, no powers. Actually, devs don't control the protocol since the beginning. It's a validator set who are over collateralized, who are anonymous. Anybody can run one. It's permissionless to be one. So we don't have any multi-sig. We don't have nothing. We just, as a dev team, we get paid through Maya a very small share of the fees. For every $9 the whole ecosystem earns, we earn less than $1, because also from that 10%, the Maya tokens, we also airdropped some. We've been pretty generous with it just because, we love the Maya tribe quite a bit. So that's the dual. Many people sometimes have like this sense of dual ecosystem bad, and it's good to have heuristics. Heuristics let you calculate fast, right? And it's probably something you teach, Phil, in a lot of the things. Like this thing means that is probably this, so people can take decisions fast. And heuristics are great for fast decision making, but they're bad for slow decision making. When you actually want to go in depth into a protocol, you have to again see things with fresh new eyes. So many people sometimes say, "Oh, Maya dual token bad. I'm not touching these with a 10-foot pole." But then now they're kicking themselves because they misjudged Maya having this dual token thing, which people typically do as a cash grab. And in our case, no, it was like just a totally fair way to launch that makes total sense once you actually in calm review it. Now that we saw it play out, it was obvious. Now in hindsight, it was obvious, but many people didn't see it that way. We've launched one year ago. Cacao has been doing nothing but great because it's also a way to protect cacao. Cacao is the economy of Maya. right? It's paired everywhere. It's what you pay with. It has to have a very good and solid value. And since we didn't give it for free to anybody, we didn't give it for very cheap to VCs. We actually didn't ever have any VC support us whatsoever. It's entirely a grassroots approach. But since nobody has it for cheap or for free, nobody can dump on you. What does that mean? That means it's a very safe token to have. It also has no inflation.
Exactly. It's also the type of token that we love to participate in when we're getting involved with DeFi, guys. Because if you're gonna seed liquidity and you're gonna take your own assets, maybe you're starting from Bitcoin, that hard money, that new hard money. Like, what in the world would you want to trade that for? Well, you might want to trade it for an opportunity in DeFi to participate in a growing ecosystem that's earning more revenues as time goes on. And that's what we have here when we have a fairly distributed token that runs the network. Now, of course, you guys may remember me talking about how I got a bit more excited about Maya because I love the passive earning opportunity. And with this ecosystem, we have both. Which is one of the things that gets me the most excited about it. Now, I did want to address a couple questions we had here in the chat real quick while we still have time. They're asking about Chainflip is one protocol that we did mention. I'll go ahead and share my screen because I've got Chainflip pulled up here right now. And this is the one where I pulled up the correct one here, didn't I, Alex?
This is Chainflip, yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is using Maya on the back end here to
no. Chainflip is a third protocol, actually to Thorchain and Maya. They support Polkadot, so this is their own chain as well.
Got it.
I was giving them a shout out. I think you can use, for instance, KakaoSwap.app. That should be quite easy to use.
Here, let me get that pulled up for us.
But meanwhile, I'll ask a question about the Maya token itself, because maybe some people want to tap into the revenue side of the Maya protocol. How and where they can get the token, because it's not listed in CoinGecko. I think you have to get it through the auction system. And what's the reasoning behind setting up this kind of complicated system? And is it going to get easier for the mainstream users to get the Maya token itself?
Sure. So the main benefactors of Maya having a lot of liquidity and being listed everywhere is us. If we cared about the short term, we kind of don't. So we actually have always prioritized Maya having more chains, Kakao being everywhere, wallet integrations, all of that. So Maya is kind of in the back burner for us to do later. It's probably going to be before the end of the year that there's some pool somewhere. Right now, in the meantime, there's a semi-custodial way of swapping it with Kakao on mayaswap.org. And you can see the price there, and you can go also to mayascan.org and see the daily payouts. So essentially every single day, every 24 hours roughly, 10% of the fees are shared with the 1 million Maya tokens. There's 1 million fixed supply. Kakao is 100 million fixed supply. We love fixed supply here, real yield stuff. So if you're interested in that, and if you believe the volume and the fee revenue on Maya will grow, it's a great asset to have. If you instead believe the TVL and the kind of Kakao as a very attractive asset for safe investment, if you believe that, then Kakao is your way to go. So both options are there. Both options are good. And if you want to, of course, get some passive income, you can LP your Kakao with some other token and bond it to run a node. But yes, so Maya will have more infrastructure, the Maya token, but it's not really our priority. Our priority is just making sure Maya is doing excellent. At the end of the day, we get Kakao ourselves from our Maya tokens, and that Kakao is instantly liquid in the pools. So we're very happy just hodling it, and we don't really need that much liquidity anywhere yet. Of course, as we mature, it will be interesting to have that, but we're happy with the daily chocolate.
Somebody's asking me to pull up El Dorado here. Now I know that El Dorado is powered by Maya. That's something that
yeah. So quick ad for everybody. We have Thor Wallet, we have El Dorado, we have Kakao Swap, we have Rango Exchange, we have AsgardX, which is open source and pretty cool. And there's more coming up. So you'll hear about that. There's some alpha there coming, and I think you're gonna quite enjoy the roadmap there of user interfaces.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're just about out of time here for today, but I want to thank everybody for joining us here for this special live stream event with Maya Protocol. Now, if you're a Moralis Money Pro member, as if you're seeing this right now live, we are going to be revisiting each of these two tokens, Cacao and Maya, during the Monday live stream. We're going to be taking a look at them on the Moralis Money line, and we're going to be looking for potential entry points if we're interested in taking a position in these assets. So that's something to keep in mind if this was at all interesting to you, and if you're curious about talking about this more, that's going to happen for sure. Now, before we wrap it up, I want to give Coke and Alux a chance to add anything else that they wanted before we close it out for today. Alux, over to you first. Anything to add for our viewers as we wrap up our stream for today? And thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I see some people asking about Serai spelling. It's Serai Dex. Serai Dex. You can also follow Kayaba Nerve on Twitter. He's one of the founders, and pretty interesting stuff there. We've met him. They're actually doing a fair launch like we did. So if you would have loved to be here 1 year ago, participating on Maya Protocol's fair launch of the pools and its token, something very similar is coming to Serai. So definitely check that out. And what else? Yeah, just get involved. docs.mayaprotocol.com is a very good place to start. You can find all user interfaces there, all assets, how to do everything. And you can join our Twitter and Discord, X and Discord, and find all the answers there. Ask away. I'm there every day, all day, answering questions, being with the community. And our community is quite grassroots, quite passionate. So you'll find it very, very welcoming, and you'll feel right at home, especially from our family here from Moralis. So thank you guys for having us. It was great to be here. I had a great time.
Coke, did you have anything else to add? Wonderful to have you here today, Lux. I completely agree. And we'll be sure to have you guys back when we hit a couple more benchmarks in that roadmap. Assuming you guys want to join us again, we would love to have you. So we'll talk more about that later on. Over to you, Coke, for anything you wanted to add.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I like the grassroots approach. So things develop slowly, and people who are actually interested in tech, like they can have this advantage coming into the Maya, learning how to swap Maya, get the Maya, maybe get into revenue share, also getting know the Cacao and stuff like that. So I like the approach. It rewards the proper people, and I like how you went for the grassroots first, and the way you go. Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you again to everybody who joined today. And again, thank you to Alux. We will see all of you in the next video, and keep an eye on that announcements channel in the official Moralis Money Pro Discord for more DeFi information on Maya and lots of other protocols. We'll see you guys later on.